Hello there everyone, my name is Mathew McKenna and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reacting to a little bit of Cardi B. It's weird that I'm very well aware of Cardi B, super aware of her. I've heard things about her in the news, I've heard things about her on Reddit, I've heard things about her in pretty much every social media platform, and yet I know literally none of her songs. And it was odd because I was so aware of her existence that I assumed I knew some of her songs, and then someone asked me why I hadn't done Cardi B, and then when I started thinking I was like, oh, I literally cannot name a single Cardi B song. So I thought it would be good to react to her in a video. Before we start though, if you are new here, make sure you click subscribe and enable notifications so you get notified anytime I upload a new video. The very first song we're listening to is called Bodak Yellow. I have to admit, I don't know what that means. I assume it's some kind of yellow. This sounds like something straight out of the GTA 5 soundtrack.
Say little bitch, you can fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive, these is red bottoms.
This is not what I was thinking it was gonna be.
I don't dance now, I make money move.
Maybe it's just not really my thing, because I really do like hip hop, but hearing people just kind of brag about the stuff they have, I get that maybe that appeals to some people, but for me it's kind of meh.
Honestly, don't give a fuck about who in front of me.
So it also kind of seems like it's about how important she is, I guess.
I'm a boss who a worker, bitch, I make bloody moves.
So I wonder if this was made in response to someone trying to step up to her or something, because the lyrics feel like she's genuinely kind of angry.
Don't you come around my way, you can't hang around my block.
I've got to say, I don't really like the delivery of the lyrics. It doesn't feel like there's that much flow coming on now.
I say, I get the money and go, this shit is hot like a stove.
Oh, actually, I say that just as some flow comes out.
I don't dance now, I make money move. Say I don't gotta dance, I make money move.
I guess one thing that frustrates me is this is a almost 4-minute long song, and it's kind of not really done anything differently. This could have easily been 2.5, 3 minutes, and it would have been fine, probably better, because it wouldn't have just been so repetitive. Overall, as this being my first taste, I'm not really much of a fan. You know, obviously for a long time there's been this idea of people thinking that rap and hip hop is all just about bragging about how much stuff you have, and that's kind of always been an element, but when people criticize that, they tend to forget that rap and hip hop really stemmed from racial oppression, and there's always been a background of using that music to kind of raise yourself up on a platform that wasn't there before. So I don't necessarily have a problem with people doing rap and just bragging about their stuff, but personally I prefer stuff that has more depth to it than that. And I guess one thing that annoyed me about that lyrically, like I said, was it was kind of just a lot of the same thing. And even the verses, when they were saying different lines and stuff, it was pretty much just saying the same thing in different ways. I got money, the stuff I own is expensive, and you can't mess with me. Those are the 3 things that was said throughout the whole song, just in different ways with different metaphors. Anyway, here's hoping I'm gonna be blown away by the next song. It's called Please Me, and it's actually with Bruno Mars as well. Now, I quite like Bruno Mars. I think he's very talented, and he's a very good songwriter. Although, funnily enough, I think, well, at least with the couple of songs I've heard of Bruno, he tends to do the whole going on for a bit too long thing. Uptown Funk feels so long. I don't know if it's just me, but I like the song. It's really catchy, but it is so long. So many repetitions. I'm starting to feel like maybe it's just me that doesn't like repetitions, but anyway. Somewhere in Los Angeles. Nice and specific. Okay, cool. I like music videos that have a bit of a lead up. He's hitting some amazing notes there. I like how simple the chorus is, actually. She's doing that thing again where it's very staccato, she's delivering her words like this, and there's something about that that's a bit grating to me. This is a bit more lewd than I expected. God, I sound like a Catholic mom. Don't be so lewd. So, I'm sorry to say, also not really a fan of that. I know that sex sells and people have to sing about that and sing about love and relationships because it's so, incredibly relatable. And so people have to do that to sell records and stuff. But I don't know, I feel like there's ways to do that in an interesting and engaging way that's still incredibly relatable, that doesn't just have to be yo, I want to grab your ass and plow you. I feel like you could do it in so many awesome ways. And like, I've reacted to people here that sing about love almost primarily, but do it in really interesting and engaging ways. So like, it can be done. Maybe that's why it's particularly frustrating for me when it's not done. I kind of like the chorus though. It was very catchy. And I have to say, I've actually remembered that chorus. The last song I can't remember anything from. Anyhow, this next song is called Ring, and it's featuring someone called Kalani, who I also haven't heard. This is actually quite a bit shorter, so I wonder if it will somewhat negate that repetitive effect. Ooh. Okay, I'm drawn in with this music.
You don't hear my line no more.
Ooh, that's a nice beat.
I can't keep this on the low.
I love her voice. Her runs are really nice.
I want to, but a bitch got pride.
Sounds like she's got some more flow here.
You ain't hit me up in a while, acting like you don't know a number to dial.
This feels also like it's got some more emotion.
Learn to text with your nose so your thumb broke.
And I like this visual of her being like tied up, you know, metaphorically and physically.
You gon' be sick to your stomach. Hit me when you free 1-800.
So I understand it's used for effect there, and I have absolutely zero problem with people using auto-tune at all, and it's fine. I was just kind of hoping I'd hear her sing without it, because I don't actually know what her voice sounds like singing yet. I understand she's a rapper though, so.
I just love to know you wanna spend time with me instead.
I'm really liking this song, and their voices work really nicely together.
All I know is you don't hear my line no more.
I like that little drop as well. Oh, we're like at the end of this song. See, shorter songs, man. That's just gonna make me want to replay it. That was a very solid song. I really liked that. And yeah, pretty much all of my issues kind of went away. Like, yeah, you know, it's still about love and a relationship, but it was kind of sung from an interesting way. Like someone dealing with the impact of always having someone call and then suddenly that's gone. What do you do? So that's an interesting perspective. And then her like weird staccato delivery of words is like gone. That was like a solid flow, but it wasn't just like all the same thing. There were variances. So I found that song a lot more interesting, a lot more engaging, and I liked it. It was dope. So the last song we're gonna listen to is one with Bad Bunny and J Balvin. It's called I Like It. Let's see if I like it. Okay. Oh, I know that song. So it's like a sample. Interesting.
I like dollars, I like diamonds, I like stunning, I like shining, I like $1 million deals. Where's my pen? Bitch, I'm signing.
This kind of reminds me of 7 Rings.
I like texts from my exes when they want a second chance.
It's interesting because she's still got that kind of like staccato delivery, but I feel like it works so much more in this song.
Certified, you know I'm gang, 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 gang.
These visuals are really engaging.
Beat it up like piñata.
Hey, she's got a bit of singing in there too. She's got an interesting voice. Not really how I thought she'd sound, you know, hearing her rap. To be honest, like, I don't mind this guy's delivery of words, but there's something about him that just kind of irks me. That feels really judgmental, and I feel kind of bad, but just the way he's acting kind of annoys me.
Tell the job to close the curtains. Bad bitch make you nervous.
It is really nice to hear her sing. I wonder how she'd go just doing a full singing track. I like all the elements that are in this song right now, especially that really soft backtrack. This song has a lot going on. There's a lot of layers, but like it doesn't really detract from them, which is good. So I didn't mind that song. Honestly, I can totally imagine myself dancing to that. But to me, it wasn't as good as the last one we listened to, Ring. That one was definitely my favorite out of these 4. I feel like I've been maybe a little bit harsh and said a lot of negative things. Like, it's not as though I've hated any of this. Everything was fine. First 2 just weren't really my style. But yeah, overall, like, there was something about Ring, man. The way that everything flowed, the way that she rapped. The woman who was singing on the track, that worked perfectly as well. And the music video was really, like, interesting and had some really cool visuals. So that's my number 1 out of these 4. Of course, I want to hear what you think, so please let me know down below which was your favorite. Had you listened to Cardi B before? Do you like her? Did you dislike her? I'm always keen to hear your thoughts. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to click that like button, and as always, have an awesome time until I see you next. See ya.